In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a scalable content system that can handle hundreds of posts per week while maintaining the quality of your posts, if not increasing the quality. And so I'll dive into the different automations that I would run, the different content scheduling systems that I would build out, the prompts and how I would iterate on them, and then where I would feed in the raw data, such as from articles or YouTube videos, which are the raw ideas in your head that it will be converting into a flywheel of content. So let's dive into it. The biggest thing that people think is that if they start using AI to create content, it will create much lower quality content. But this just isn't true. You know, if you increase the quality of the prompts, the inputs, and the data that you're giving it, it can create copy that is higher quality and more effective than the copy that you would be generating just on your own if you're going to sit down in front of a blank keyboard. And so essentially the idea here is that the ideas are still yours. It's still just as authentic because you are creating the content and then letting the AI system repurpose it and reformat it into all these different platforms based on best practices, right? So this is pulling it from an RSS feed. So if you write an article on your website, you could do the same thing with the YouTube video. You have it pull whenever a new YouTube video gets added to your channel, it pulls the transcript and turns it into all this content. And then your only goal is to articulate the ideas in your head as precisely as possible in the format that turns the data into different social posts on different platforms. So if I wanted to create a content system for the New York Times, they definitely don't need me to create one for them. But if I were to do it, here's how I would do it. So I basically created an Airtable base where all the content's going to live. And then I'm using this RSS feed to pull articles from their website. So whenever a new article gets pulled, I'll just say, let's just say content after like 2 weeks ago, so it can just pull some examples. It will turn that article into text and then run it through all of these different platforms, right? So we'll use best practices on X, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Reddit to say like what is the best quality of content, or what is the different formats, or how are people writing content on this platform in a way that works and that is engaging. And we would take examples from that and put it into our prompt and iterate on this. So we're giving it examples of here's content that I love. And this doesn't even have to be like the top performing ones on the platform. This is just high performing content in the niche that you serve, in a style that you like, that feels true to you. So there's someone in your niche that is creating content where you're like, yes, I love that type of content, and I would love to create content similar to that and posting it on my platforms. And so then you use different copywriting frameworks, formatting guidelines, you tell it what to do, and you give it those examples of the content in your niche that you like. And then that is what you feed into this system, right? And then whenever you schedule, post an article or a YouTube video, it will just create a bunch of pieces of content for all these different platforms, right? So this is how it works on Airtable, right? Whenever a new piece of content gets scheduled, it adds it to a queue. So it finds what is the latest date of content on that platform that is already scheduled, and let's add one day to it. And so as you can see, it's like the first, second, third, fourth. It's just creating it so that you can do one piece of content per day on each platform. That's for LinkedIn, Twitter, Reddit. You can also create LinkedIn threads as well, or sorry, Twitter threads. And so let's look into like a piece of content here. Let's say we wanted LinkedIn content, and this is actually not great copy because I haven't actually refined the prompts for this. But as you can see, you would just go in and you would say like, okay, how can I change this copy? Maybe I need to tweak a couple things here. And then you literally just click publish, and it will publish it on that day. And how it does that is you build in different automations here. So you can say that if the date is today, then you send webhook data, and I haven't actually built it out here, but it's very simple. You send webhook data, you send it to make.com, and in make.com, you can actually just schedule it right out. So make.com has different modules for all these different platforms, right? So if I were to stop this here, I'll show you. If I add a module, you would just send the webhook data and say post this, and it works for X, it works for LinkedIn. They have you can create user posts here. It works for Facebook. You can create posts here, I believe somewhere. Facebook pages, create a post. So you can see how this system takes away a lot of the manual work and puts the focus on now the only lever that you need to pull, the only bottleneck of increasing high quality content production is just the amount of ideas that you can put into articles or YouTube videos. You could also just write stream of consciousness and dump that into there, such as in a Google Doc, that whenever a Google Doc text gets added, it creates the post, right? And if I wanted to scale this and I wanted it to be effective, what I would do is I would create a data analysis system. So it's super simple in make.com. What I would do is whenever a post gets published, I would watch that post, and a day after the publish date, I would pull the data into something like Notion or Airtable, and then I would say like which pieces of content are the highest performing, and I would split test the different prompts, the different examples that I'm giving these prompts, and I would split test at least 2 prompts per week, and then I would find whatever the pieces of content were the highest performing pieces, and I would see, is it like one of these prompts that is getting the highest quality content consistently? And whatever the patterns are in there, you start seeing which prompts are effective and which ones aren't, which ones resonate with your audience and which ones don't. So thank you for watching this video. I hope this was helpful for you. Take care.